Hey, hi, hello. Welcome back to the channel. Sorry I've been AFK for a while, but actually I haven't uploaded a video since the before the anniversary, which is actually insane. So it's been like a 2 month gap. Sorry for the wait in content. But I'm back today. Happy New Year's, and today we're gonna talk about a couple things. Very important to not just new players, but also returning players. And I actually don't have it anymore. I don't have it here. That is insane. But I wanted to talk about the Selector, banner that's out right now. Um, because man, New Year's always comes with these crazy things, and I guess I can kind of show like the Pilgrim one too. I'm gonna talk about both of these banners today. I'm gonna go over the standard banner, and then I'm gonna go over the Pilgrim character that you should pull. So with that said, let's go into the Nikes and let's talk about a couple of them. I'm also not going to talk about all the stuff that's happened to my account recently. There's been a huge gap between the last time I uploaded and what I'm uploading now. But I recently hit level 400. I got a couple of new gacha skins. As you can see, I got the Alice and the Blanc skins. So, but yeah. So we're going to go ahead and talk about burst 1s really quickly. We're going to go burst 1, burst 2, burst 3s, and then we're going to go into the Pilgrims. So we're going to start with the burst 1s, and I'm not going to talk about the characters that are not available on this banner. So I'm not going to talk about Little Mermaid. I'm not going to go ahead and talk about Red Hood. I'm just going to talk about strictly burst 1s. They're able to select. So with that said, the first character I'm going to talk about is the Killer Wife. I think this is the most important character, or the best character that you should pull for in using the Selector. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I think personally she is one of the best burst 1s, and I'm gonna go ahead and talk about Rouge after this too, because I think that those two are the only two characters you should really pull for. But the Killer Wife is insane. This character gives you so much cooldown, and she gives you so much pierce that you can literally just kind of like spec her into whatever, and she can just work. She's fire. She's able to team up with Alice, who's also free off of the standard banner. She's also paired up with her very well. She's just overall, in my opinion, one of the best burst 1s. Again, like, she's able to give pierce. She's able to give cooldown. She gives attack buffs, and her wipeout effect off of her burst is also very insane. She's super easy to build. I think that this character in general is one of the best, and I think that personally you should pull her over every other character. And I know that people are like, oh well, litter exists. Yes, litter exists, but also litter exists on the standard banner, and you can just get her for free. In fact, I'm not going to talk about any of these characters here because you can just get them off of the standard banner. I think that these characters are phenomenal besides Tia, and I do think that Alice is kind of falling off a little bit, but nothing. I mean, they're still good, but you can get them here. Like, these characters are here. If you want a really solid burst one, you want one of the best burst ones in the game, you get litter right here, and all you need is 100 pulls off of the standard banner, which you get these for, like, literally for free. So I'm not gonna go ahead and talk about litter. D is number 1, and I believe that Rouge is number 2. This character is also very insane, especially if you're able to get characters like Cinderella. But she's not just good with Cinderella; she's good on her own, because she still gives like a really hefty like attack buff. And I do think that her value goes up right when you get characters like Noir and Blanc, because you're able to do the bunny like duo, and if you have all three, especially on a starter account, that is phenomenal. I think that if you do get Blanc and Noir and you start building them, instead of hyperfixating on getting litter or D, you should hyperfixate on getting Rouge. And if you do end up pulling Cinderella down and like down the line, you're able to just use this character, and she's insane. She gives you really good healing, really good cooldown, and she gives a nice attack buff. And again, having characters like Blanc and Noir and Cinderella just make her value go up tremendously. I don't really feel like there's a lot of other characters, like a lot of good burst 1s you could pull for. I would say if you're a veteran and you already have these characters, to pull whatever you don't have. Miranda's pretty good with her favorite item. Uh, let's if you're playing PvP, go for Jackal. I mean, that's kind of like a must. Exi is pretty good, but other than that, I don't really feel like a lot of value goes to any other characters. Um, so this game's also like, if you enjoy the character, if you like the character, if you like her design, then go for it. If you want to pull like a random character, just that's fine. But if you're essential to like working on your account, D-Killer Wife and Rouge are like the essentials. So let's go ahead and go into the burst 2s, and the burst 2s kind of change up here. So my priority is to go straight for Bunny 8. I think that Bunny 8 is probably one of the best burst 2s in the game right now. Just because her value by herself is actually insane. She works with a lot of characters. She's able to give massive attack. She gives pierce damage, continuous pierce, and it's just, her buffs are just really, really good. And she's honestly just really good by herself. Like, there's a lot of other characters that are good, but this character just works. Like, you could slot her in with, if you have a starting account and you have like Litter, or you magically got like a Little Mermaid, or you have like D-Killer Wife, you could just slot Bunny 8 in, and that team is already just gonna do a lot of damage. Like, they are just solid there. That's a solid like setup. And she doesn't take a lot of investment either. Like, you give her overload gear, you give her like 777, and she just could do whatever you want. So I think that her value is very, very high. And I do think that the duo of Mast and Anchor are also extremely high up there too. I think that if you have Bunny Aid, your second burst 2 that you're going to go for is going to be Mast. Because Mast is better with Anchor, but you can use her alone. And especially if you can use her in Solar Raid, which is also very, very, very insane. Like, you don't even need to like do anything with this character. All you need is her burst, like her ulti. And this ulti is insane, because the more stacks she gets, the more damage she's going to put out for your team. And even like throwing her on like a random like Kraken team, like not even fully using her by herself, but like using her another burst too, like she will gain that effect of falling asleep and becoming drunk and not being able to use. But it doesn't really matter if you get her burst off. So I could kind of show an example later on, if I decide to like edit one in. But I think a lot of you guys, like especially veterans, know what I'm talking about. You could just throw her like on like a random team, have her like be like the last like, what's the word? Have her stack all the way up to 3, use her burst. She'll gain the drunk effect, but you'll also gain like all this attack damage at the end. And it like, you gain the extra 20% attack. So this character alone, like if you don't have Anchor, you can still use her. And she's insane. But she is better with Anchor. So I would say prioritize Aid if you don't have one of these two characters. Aid is your number 1, but if you have Mast or if you have Anchor, then prioritize the other character and get that duo, because this duo is actually insane. I think that this duo has power crept the shit out of both Blanc Noir and Tianaga. So prioritize that. If you don't have one of them, go for Aid. If you do have one of them, go for the end duo. There's not a lot of other characters to really go for, besides if you have like a duo character. So I still think that Blanc is really, really good. And if you have Naga, or if you have why am I forgetting her name? I just talked about her right now. One second. Where's she at? If you have Rouge, then you can also prioritize one of those one of those 3. So you can have like that duo synergy. I do think that Blanc and Rouge are a better combo than Blanc Noir. I don't know. I think Noir is pretty good, but I think that if you have those two, then you're pretty solid there. But there's no other like real character in burst 2s that are useful. There is a other duo that I could talk about too, but I don't really think that they're like super important, just because they're kind of hard to pull and they do take a lot of investment. And I'm talking about the tactical trio with Unwa, and if I go back to burst 1, Emma. But I don't really think that their value is that high for an early game account. I do think they're very good, but I think that other duos are just probably better. So we'll scroll down through like majority of these burst twos. Naga's pretty good, but you can get her off of the free selector. Same thing with Tia. So I'm not gonna mention those two. Bay is pretty good for PvP, but not really essential. Noah is pretty good for PvP as well, but she's a pilgrim. I think like that's basically it. Those are like the main characters that you should pull for burst 2. So we're gonna go ahead and go to burst 3. Now, burst 3 is kind of a toss-up, right? Kind of a toss-up because there's just so many good units to get in burst 3s that can do damage for you and or do other things for you. Main priority, standard banner, get Helm. Helm is one of the best characters in the game. I wouldn't really recommend pulling for her off of this because you can just get her off the free standard, but yeah, you just get her off the free standard. Don't really worry about her at all. Same thing with Alice. Like Alice, you can also get off of the free banner as well. All of these top characters you can't really get. I would go for, you know what? I would recommend going for Ein. I think that Ein is a really solid burst 3. She's just able to do a lot for you, and she is a standard banner character. She's able to just wipe out teams. She gets true damage. The near feathers are insane. Like her clearing is really good. And I think that a lot of people would agree that she's able to just clear rooms, especially with ads. She does a lot of damage. She's electric coated. So if you do end up getting like a Rouge or a Cinderella, you could pop her on the team and do like a mono electric team. So I think that her priority is actually pretty high. Let's see what other characters. I would say maybe Bunny Milk. She's also very good and could do like basically the same exact thing. I think she needs a little bit more investment because she does get pierce damage, which is if you're gonna go for like D Killer Wife or someone who gives pierce damage off of burst 2, then she is just insane. She's able to also clear rooms. She does insane damage to bosses as well. Other characters could be. It really depends, but I also do think Vesti has pretty good and I guess like priority as well, because she does the exact same thing. She's just able to clear rooms. Pushing campaign is also very insane because you get a lot of gems from that. You can just do a lot from that. So I think Vesti is also very good. And I don't know, like there's not a lot of other. Noir is also very good if you end up getting a Blanc or if you end up getting a Rouge. Yeah, no, I think that's basically it for all these standard banner characters. So let's kind of run through what I was talking about. So go for Killer Wife. I think she's a priority if you need a burst 1. Same thing with Rouge. Let's go to burst 2. Blanc is very good. The duo of Mass and Anchor. If you have one of them, go for the other one. Bunny Aid is also a very high contender for pulling as well off of the selector. And last but not least, going for like Ein, going for Vesti, going for Bunny Milk. Those are like 3 that I could think of at the top of my head that are very good. So with that, let's stop talking about the standard banner selector and let's talk about the Pilgrim selector. So Pilgrim selector, we have Scarlet Black Shadow, Scarlet, Rapunzel, Modernia, Haran, Noah, Snow White, and Isabel. Now, I think that a lot of these characters have been super duper power crept, and I really only think that there's one correct answer for pulling one of these characters. I don't recommend it because it's like $50+, and that's actually very fucking expensive, especially for like DK standards. But I do think that the only character that you are going to pull off of this banner is Scarlet Black Shadow. This is the only character that you're aiming for, and I think that for $50, that's an insane price. But I think that she's able to do so much for your account. Again, I don't recommend spending. I just recommend like going to your like standard banner. Let's show you real quick. Going to your standard banner, going to your wish list, and just kind of throwing her on here. That's what I recommend. It will take a while to get her, but it's way better than spending $50. But if you're gonna go for a character, go for Scarlet Black Shadow. She's insane. She is still one of the best DPS characters in the game. Her duo Alice is on the standard banner for free. If you keep pulling for the 100 pulls, you can get her for free. So you already have like the good synergy of her and Alice. Yeah, no, she's just insane. She's able to do massive damage. She's still one of the best win-coded characters in the game. She's very good for bossing, very good for campaign. She's able to do a lot. She takes a lot of investment, and I do think that the investment kind of pays off for her because she's just insane. Like at her max stuff, she's just able to do a lot. The way you build her is just giving her charge speed and elemental and attack. That's basically all you need. And I mean, charge damage is pretty decent too, but I think that she is insane. I think she's the only answer to getting one of those characters on this banner. Anybody else is not really worth it. I mean, unless you like the character, you like the design. Scarlet, the OG Scarlet's still pretty eh. She's good with Trina. If you pull Isabel, she's good with why am I forgetting her name? I have to go back. Where is she at? Is she a burst 1? She's a burst 2. Arcana, there you go. There you are. There she is. She's pretty decent with Arcana, so if you want to pull for Isabel, you can. But all these other characters besides Scarlet Black Shadow aren't worth it. So yeah, that's at least what I think. So thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you guys for being patient with me while I figure life stuff out. And thanks for watching the video. If you like this one, please like, comment, subscribe. Let's go ahead and talk in the comments about what you guys want to get. Yeah, with that, thanks for stopping by.